One of the most common questions regarding ships has been if they can stop using brakes just like any other vehicle on ground. The answer, as we all know, is no, as ships do not have any wheels to which the brakes can be applied to. In this video, we will see how do ships stop at sea without brakes and what are the methods used to stop a ship. To understand the answer behind this question, we first need to know how a brake works. The working principle of a brake is it creates friction between the wheel and a stationary body to stop the rotary motion of the wheel with respect to the surface with which the wheel is in contact. Extrapolate this concept to a moving ship. There are no wheels in this case, given the fact that a ship propels itself in the water by a propeller located at its stern. Now, when a propeller rotates, it generates a thrust which propels the ship in the forward direction. The most vital thing to note here is that the hull of the ship moves in a fluid medium and hence it is not possible to instantly bring the ship to stop, given the shearing tendency of the water medium. When a ship moves in water, there is a viscous drag generated between the submerged hull surface and the water particles in contact with the hull. This drag is directly proportional to the wetted surface area of the ship and varies to the square of the velocity of the ship. What we want to do to stop a ship is to decrease the magnitude or change the direction of the thrust on the ship, or sometimes both, one after the other. If the thrust on the ship is reduced in magnitude, which is achieved by decreasing the RPM of the propeller, then the resistance of the ship instantaneously exceeds the magnitude of the thrust, thereby slowing down the ship. This effect can be attained rapidly by changing the direction of the thrust, that is, by changing the direction of rotation of the propeller, or by reversing the pitch angle of the propeller blades. Now the next question arises, how this can be achieved? The propeller of the ship is rotated by the main engine via an intermediate shaft and a tail shaft. This is because the propeller is fitted at the end outside of the ship and the main engine is fitted inside the engine room of the ship, away from the aft. The crankshaft of the engine is attached to a long intermediate shaft carried on the intermediate shaft bearings in the aft area of the ship known as the shaft tunnel. The intermediate shaft is further connected to the tail shaft which carries the stern tube. Stern tube is a type of a watertight seal fitted at the aft end of the ship carrying the propeller shaft which protrudes out of the ship's hull. Thus, the stern tube acts as a barrier between the engine room and the seawater outside the ship. Engine operation is explained in another video of ours. You can check it out here. The engine is operated using a telegraph lever either from the engine room or from the bridge. The lever controls the fuel input to the fuel pump of the engine. The engine telegraph consists of the following markings: ahead direction movements, full ahead, half ahead, slow ahead, dead slow ahead, stop. Astern direction movements: dead slow astern, slow astern, half astern, full astern. To stop a ship with a fixed pitch propeller, the telegraph lever is brought to the stop position, which means no more fuel is supplied to the engine. The engine crankshaft and the propeller will stop, but due to the momentum, the ship will still float in ahead direction. Now to make the ship stand still, dead slow astern movement is given in the telegraph. Once the lever comes to a dead slow astern position, the engine firing order will change in such a way that the crankshaft will rotate in the opposite direction, say counterclockwise. As the ship was moving ahead, suddenly the propeller will start rotating anti-clockwise, providing a reversal in thrust, and the ship will then come to standstill. As soon as the ship comes to a complete stop position, the engine telegraph is brought to a stop position. If the engine telegraph is kept in dead slow astern position due to the propeller thrust, the ship will first stop and then will go in the astern direction. When the ship is fitted with controllable pitch propeller, there is no need to change the direction of the crankshaft as the angle of the propeller blade can be changed. Hence, there is no change in the direction of firing order of the engine and it runs normally. However, when the telegraph control is operated to stop, the propeller blade moves to a position where there will be no thrust generated. Further, to halt the ship, dead slow astern movement is given and the blade angle changes. The thrust applied to the propeller to force the ship in ahead direction will now reverse and the thrust will act in the opposite direction, making the ship to halt. This method to stop the ship is achieved gradually. That is, the ship is slowly brought to a slow speed and then the engine is stopped. Only after that, the opposite thrust of the propeller is used to make the ship stand still. This is done to safeguard the engine, keeping in mind not to overload the moving parts of the marine engine which are already under stress. There may be situations when a ship needs to stop immediately in an emergency, such as collision or crashing to any other vessel or structure. Such cases call for crash maneuvering. In this type of maneuvering, the main engine is subjected to severe stress and loading, but the safety of the ship and life is assured. Crash maneuvering is done by supplying starting air at about 30 bars from the air receiver to the engine. The stopping air is known as the brake air. When there is an emergency like collision, grounding, etc., the controls are transferred immediately to the engine control room. The bridge will give astern direction in the telegraph, which needs to be acknowledged. When the telegraph is acknowledged, only the starting air cam will reverse its direction, but the fuel cam will remain in its running position due to running direction interlock, since the engine is still running in the ahead direction. The fuel lever in the engine room is brought to zero. As soon as the RPM of the engine drops below 40% of the maximum continuous rating, brake air is given a few times in short time intervals. The brake air will inject with astern timing setting inside the ahead moving piston, which will resist the piston motion. Since fuel will not inject until running direction interlock opens, as soon as the RPM drops near to zero, fuel and air cake are given by bringing fuel lever to minimum start setting. Imagine a situation when the main engine responsible for propelling the ship is not responding to the stop order due to a malfunction and the ship is heading towards the jetty. What the ship's crew will do in such a dangerous scenario? In such cases, the anchor is dropped using the let go method. That is, it is freed to drop by gravitation force. This will reduce the speed of the vessel as swiftly as possible to prevent any forthcoming mishap. However, this method can be used near shore or in shallow waters, as letting go anchor in deep water will lead to heavy stress and breaking of anchor chain. If you have any questions or suggestions, please drop your comments below.